Well, hello there, YouTube. It's Monday, May 15th, 2023. And today is going to be a quick little video. It's going to be about installing the oil pipes. That's what Mercedes calls them. They sit on top of your camshaft. But before I just jump into this video, I should let you guys know, it's been a couple of weeks since I've uploaded a video, and it's because I'm really anal at what I do. And I look at details very closely, and I saw some things that just didn't look right to me. So I'll share that with you in the upcoming video. We should be actually installing the intake manifold. You know, right now, you see it sitting there, so it's there. But for today's video, it's going to be about the oiler pipes. Well, I think that's it. I should stop talking. Let's get on to this video. I really want to, I want to get this video over with because the next video is going to be putting on that intake manifold, and you guys can see what kind of issues I ran into. But, until then, you guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Watch this. Don't forget to subscribe. Click the bell and all that. You all know that we're going to be starting this engine. I'm giving you a complete rebuild from the ground up, every single bit I took apart. We're putting it back together. We're going to see what happens. But the best way to see what happens is when I try to start this car live, right? Start the car live on YouTube. Wouldn't that be a hoot? So go ahead and just subscribe. Don't worry. You can see I don't upload every 10 minutes. I don't upload to upload. I'm not a YouTuber. No, I'm just a guy working in his garage. That's all I'm doing. I'm trying to put together a car. And I thought I should share that with a lot of people because I'll tell you, these are not easy cars to work on. So, but until then, you guys, I'll catch you guys on the next one. So this is pretty much everything you're going to need, except for a couple of other things I'll show in a second. But I just thought we should review this real quick. This here is just a paper clip, right? And I made sure that every one of the holes in these oil pipes, the technical term oil pipes, made sure they're clear. And of course, I did solvent and everything else. This is a full teardown. So yes, these are perfectly clean. You're going to need the new parts, of course. You have to buy 2 sets because it's one for each side. And you're going to have to remove your valve covers, 8 of them, a 10mm socket. That's what I'm going to use, and a 6-inch extension. For putting those bolts back on, putting the valve covers back on, the specifications say 3 Newton meters. So you would use a torque wrench. You're going to at least need something to take it off, so there you go. Remember, it's only 3 Newton meters. I'm going to use some driven assembly grease just to put this on here. It's fine if you just want to use petroleum jelly. The reason why I'm using the driven is because I just assembled the heads and everything, and that's what I use. So, but you just want to get a little bit on here rather than putting them in dry, right? That's all you want to do. But those are the parts. The unique things about these, of course, is on each end there's a notch. All right, you can see there's a notch on this end and on that end. They're identical in every way, so you can flip this and do anything you want that way, and it will still work. So let's move. Oh, one more thing. You're going to need a rubber hammer. Maybe this bigger one might be better just because it has more surface area. I think the other thing you're going to need is a block of wood so we can get an even seat. So there's just, 4 bolts, 2 on this side and 2 on this side. Of course, I've already taken my engine completely apart, but you notice I've got the valve covers on it because I needed to protect it while I was waiting. It's here that you would have your copper washer. You guys know that. As soon as you take it apart, you'll find it, right? This doesn't have it because I didn't want to crush my new ones. There we go, all 4. And the big reveal. So these are those little plastic parts. Let's take a closer look here. This, you see the ridges on that are going to go in there. All right, and that's the reason why we're going to put that assembly grease or petroleum jelly, whatever you want, is on that dry edge. I've done this before, but I've got to tell you guys that I failed at this. I did not seat these well enough because mine had blew off. The top of my rails blew off, actually on both sides. But it took a couple of months of course, I never really drove it. So, you know, I mostly started up and drive it around the block or something like that is about the most I ever did. But during that time, this had blown out. And one day I pulled it out in front and turned the engine on, and I was sweeping the garage and a puff of smoke came out. Not just a puff, a lot of smoke. And this is what happened is these things blew off. So they get brittle. Now, mine were brand new. I don't know if at the time I might have bought an aftermarket because that's not like me, especially with critical things like this because that's how we're lubricating everything, right? This is for the cams. Every single cam tower needs to be lubricated. But that's just a heads up, you know, we're going to try to make sure, and that's why we got this camera here. I want to make sure that this thing seats all the way down. You know, and she's inserted really good, all right? So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put these things on the bar. It's pretty straightforward. After opening up your package, make sure you check these real close to make sure, you know, there was no, when they made these things that you know, it's clear and the holes actually go through, right? I used, you know, these goggle things and did that. The way that these work is, well, we already know how they work, but how they're made. You see this little circle on this side right here? That's the complete opposite of this side, right? So this little mark right here actually lets you know how to align your pipe. So that piece of the pipe goes to that part right there and slides in. And then, you know, just kind of turn it a little bit back and forth to make sure you get it in the right spot. And then there it is. Now she's tight, doesn't move back and forth. And I can even look. You can actually look. I don't know if you can see on camera. I can actually see that my pipe is all the way in. Your notch and everything. So hopefully that makes sense, and I'm going to complete the assembly. The next thing, now that I've got the one end in, the next thing I would do is I'd go ahead and start putting these on. Again, you can use assembly grease to help it slide on. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to use much, of course, just to, right? It's hardly anything at all. And I'm just going to, I could probably put it right on the pipe itself, but I'm just going to go ahead and just put it on the leading edge. And then I'll just slide that up, and you see where your holes are, you know, and then, of course, when you took it off, you probably noticed your marks. So you've got bigger holes, right? There's 3 of the bigger holes, which will take these, and those have to line up, and then of course they have to be in the same direction as your end caps. And that's basically all you got to do, guys. And line that up on the hole. It'll line up even better when you get it in the vehicle, I think. Or, you know, it'll all line up in the holes, but get it real close. All right, so now I've got it all assembled and made sure these things are nice and tight and everything feels good. Let's take it over to the engine. I've put a little bit of assembly grease on each of these. And what I wanted to say to begin with, I think you should lay this up on your engine just like this and look at where each one of your smaller holes are, right? Because those are what's going to be oiling the top of each one of your cam lobes there. So I found actually, even though it's subtle, that, you know, I can, like I said, these are supposedly you can go either way, but if I go this way, it just doesn't seem like it lines up quite as well. I mean, it's not like you would necessarily notice a difference. But I just feel it's just very subtle. And so I'm going to do it this way. So I put assembly grease on each one of these, and all you really need to do is just line this up on the top like that. Right? Just make sure you're in there and just, you know, move them a little bit back and forth just to make sure that everything's lining up. You know your end caps are where they belong, right? So, and then I'm just kind of seeing how it feels right where the caps are, like that, starting to go in, right? And this is where I would use this. I'm just going to do like a light tap, right? There you go. And here's this one right here. See if you guys can see that. Feeling good. Okay, so now I know they're not quite all the way in yet. All we've done is, you know, kind of get them close. You can see, actually, if you look real close down there, you can see that that thing's not all the way down. Right? And that is why my other ones went, because, you know, I'm afraid that I'm going to break this or, you know, something like that, right? You can see it's getting closer already, but I need to get my board and put that across the top here, just like that. And you can kind of start down here if you want, you know, wherever you want to start. Make sure she's nice and square. There's that one. So you can kind of start to hear it when it goes. Let's take a close look at that. Look at that. You see how much better that's seating down in there? Right? You don't see any air gap now. And actually, you know, I'm going to take a much closer look with some magnifying goggles. You know, these things right here. And I'm going to make sure that that's fully seated. So I've fully inspected this. And these are the pictures right here. Because I couldn't get the camera in there quite easily. But, you know, this is kind of how you want it to be seated. You see it's all the way down? It's hard to get the light in there. I tried, but that's the best I can do. This last picture right here should show you a little bit better, but you can see that, you know, it's all the way down, right? Completely down against that. So that is how I did it, you guys. Maybe not how you do it, but that's how I did it. Now, what I would do differently already, which I'm going to do on the other side, is when I lay that block of wood on here and start beating on it, I think I want to make sure I get all this covered. And that's what I'm going to do on the other side. I made sure nothing fell in, so I'm good to go on this side. I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to clean off all this area. You guys, if you're doing it, you'd clean it as well. These are just my reference points that I put on there for my own self. If yours has that on there, then maybe I built your engine. No. Get ready to close this thing up, right? The tops of these right here. I'm just using lacquer thinner and these lint-free rags. There we go. Everything is looking good. All right, so now that I've cleaned all my surfaces, I'm ready to reinstall the valve cover. Now, you guys might need to replace your valve cover gasket. But what a lot of people like to do, they like to put oil on their gasket before they install it. That's probably what I will do on the final. Like I say right now, this is not my final install. There we go. You would have a copper washer. In this case, I'm not going to put a copper washer yet because this is not my final again, not the final time that I'm going to be installing this. So I'm putting these on, of course, just to protect everything inside and keep it clean. I'm not done with the intake manifold, but once I get that all in, I have everything laid where it is, you know, eventually we will get those copper crush washers underneath here. But for right now, I don't even mind if it leaked a little bit. I'd be really happy. That means I have good oil pressure. You know, for my first test, right? My very first test, I'd love to see oil coming out of here where I have not seated it. That would tell me we've got great oil. And then we'll check every single lobe. That's what you guys should do too. Don't just cover it up and go drive. You know, now go ahead and torque these down to 3 Newton meters, or, you know, a lot of guys say they don't. They just do a wrist tighten. They kind of know what that feels like. I'm not at that level yet. I like to use the torque tool. I'm not going to torque it down. Like I said, I'm not done. But now I'm going to go to the other side and finish that one. But in the meantime, you guys, I think I'm just going to stop the video right here. There's no sense in for you to watch me do the exact same thing again. But that's how I did it. Maybe not how you do it. You know, but I think that's pretty much how everybody does it. You know, this was just a quick little video. I'm documenting every single step of this engine build, and that is one of the steps. So glad to have these things put on. Until the next time, you guys, thanks for watching.